Hello everybody, welcome back to Lotus Operations. And when shit does hit the fan, or if you get stuck in the middle of nowhere, whether you're hiking or whether you're driving or whatever, it is always good to be able to find water, which is one of the most critical sources that you will need to be able to survive, because you can only live 3 days without water and about 3 weeks without food, depending upon body mass. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing y'all how y'all can take and make a compressible water collection device that can be easily carried with you inside of a backpack or even a large pocket, so that in case you get stuck in the middle of nowhere, you would be able to collect water at the fastest rate possible, if of course you have rain or the environment that gives you water. So let's begin the video. So the device I'm going to be showing you today of how to make is a 5 foot by 5 foot piece of plastic that will be able to be tied up to collect rainwater, basically from the air. But it is a really simple design that I would love for y'all to learn how to do and to know how to do it. It is easily compressed into a vacuum sealed bag, and it's only a total of 6 inches square, so it is easily able to be fit into your backpacks or wherever you need to store it at. So let's grab our supplies and let's begin the making process and start collecting some water. Okay everybody, welcome back to Lotus Operations. And as I mentioned, I am going to be showing you how you can make a lightweight, compactable water collection style device that you can hook up to trees, sticks, whatever you need to do to be able to catch the rainwater and be able to collect as much water as possible. And the supplies we are going to be utilizing today, because we got rain coming in for the next 3 days, so I want to try to utilize this the best I can, is we are going to be doing some plastic sheets that you can get from Home Depot for about $8 to $30, depending upon what type it is. But these are going to be 10 foot by 25 foot sheets. So this is 10 foot wide by 25 foot long. Now this is going to be a huge collection device, but we are going to be cutting it down to a reasonable size for this video, because I'm not going to make a 10 foot square by 10 foot square. That'll be too much water weight, and the plastic will never be able to hold up to that. And then also for our video, we are going to be using metal grommets to be able to put into the plastic, so we can be able to tie our strings to our devices to hold the plastic up in the air to do it. And since I do not have trees in my yard, I will be utilizing my lumber scrap supplies that I have here in the shop. Everything here is recycled and reused. And we are going to be cutting some strips up that will mimic trees or rocks or whatever you use to hold your plastic up to collect your rainwater. Okay, everybody, welcome back. And here we are. We have our piece of plastic. So the first step you want to do is you want to open up the plastic. You want to measure it out on a clean surface if you can, however big you're planning on making it. I'm going to be making mine 5 foot by 5 foot square. Since this is 10 foot by 25 foot, it'll be the easiest measurements. Just cut everything in half, and then with one cut, you basically will have yourself 2 water collection things for the rain purposes. But basically, I'm showing you a more efficient way of collecting water. So let's begin the cutting process. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to measure this out on a clean surface, because you do not want this to be contaminated. Then you are going to measure this at, since it is 10 foot wide by 5 foot long, we're only going to be measuring 5 foot out this way. Then we are going to expand it from there. So, we're going to get this here. We're going to measure this at 5 feet. Okay, so once you get your plastic done, how you like it, you can double it up. You can keep it single. Whatever you want to do. Next thing you need to do is you need to fold the corners and to reinforce the edges. So the more you do, the stronger it'll be, but you don't want to shrink up too much of your space, because then you start losing space to actually be able to collect the water. So I am going to go 4 rounds, and that's it on each side. So then you're going to get your grommets, Okie dokie, I almost forgot the most important part. You need to have one of these in here when you get your grommet. So if you don't have one, you need to invest one. This goes here. Then you put this underneath wherever you want it. The middle is the best. Then you put this here in the middle. Gotta line it on up. You push it in a little bit so you can mark it. And then you hammer it on down. And when you get it done right the first time, it will look like this. And this is what you want on all four sides. So I'm going to do the rest and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so after you get all four sides done, you're going to have all the corners looking like this. The next thing you want to do, remember, try to keep this as clean as possible. Or if you're building this before anything happens, give it a good wash down with a water hose, let it dry out, and then pack it up and seal it down. So it'll be as sterile as possible, because when you're out there, you may not have a way of sterilizing things immediately. So you want everything as clean as possible, so you have the better advantage of not getting sick out there. So, but worst case scenario, if you have boiling water, you can dump boiling water on it and to collect more water. But it depends upon your situation, because everyone's situation is going to be different. But back to this. So what we're going to do is, now, depending upon how you're making yours, you can do yours different, or you can do yours the same as mine. But I'm just going to be making some 6-inch loops, because this can easily be tied to trees, to posts, to rocks, to whatever you need. So your cords at the ends are going to be different. I recommend paracord because they have an extremely high strength. They can handle a lot of weight. But I'm going to be doing this because I'm going to be making my own trees out in the back, because I don't have the trees to tie it to be able to collect the water like I want to if I was stuck out into the woods. So I'm going to be simulating some trees. So we are going to be creating loops, but you can create your loops or your ropes however you want, depending upon where you're at. Just adjust as necessary. But this should still be the same regardless. So we are going to grab some scissors and we are going to cut our ropes about a good 6 inches in length. We want them all to be approximately the same size if possible. So we're going to make 4 of those. So let's make 4 of those. There, here. 2. Now, it could be good to do this like mine, exactly like this, and then you have ropes and tie to it, so you can have a multi-purpose style. The rock, in case you just want to loop it over some limbs, it's up to you. But like I said, create your own design that will become to your advantage when things do officially go down. So then, what you're going to do, we're just going to go through here. And then we are going to tie it. So to simulate our trees, we are going to find some sticks that are approximately about 4 foot tall, because if you're making your own sticks or you're tying it up to something, you don't want it extremely tall. You want to be able to reach the water as much as possible. So we are going to get these sticks, strip them in half, cut them down to about waist height, so you can be able to reach. That'd be your best bet. And then we are going to cut our grooves into the top of the stick to hold our strings, so to simulate limbs, and then we will select them. Hey everyone, as you can see, we have our simulation trees right here, or if you want to, you can pre-cut out some stakes that you can utilize on the ground. So just in case you don't have trees, make them the same way as I did. Cut them down to a good thickness. Put points on the bottom if you don't already have points. Cut grooves at the top to hold your ropes. Then we have our collection device here. We are going to grab our rubber mallet here. And then we're going to head out to the rain now because it is already raining and we are going to start collecting the water. And as you can see, we already have rain going on right now. And what you want to do is when you are collecting water, try to find the most open area there is to collect the maximum amount of water. And so let's start nailing in our trees here. So I'm going to nail those puppies in and then I'm going to show you basically what it looks like. Okay everybody, here we are. And as you can see here, we have each one of these at a slight angle out and only 4 foot apart from each other because you want it to be able to catch water and create a bowl. You determine the distance depending upon how strong your plastic is and how much water you want to collect. So let's hook this puppy up. So what you want to do is you're going to take, oh good, that's my other one, I don't care about it. You're going to take this and you're going to hook the string through here. Then you're going to open this up and you're going to go to your next one, which will be right here. Then you're going to open up this one, which will be right there. Then you're going to go to this one here. Now, as you can see, this is still, let's see, this is still too wide apart, so we're going to need to adjust one of these in so we can create a bowl. But as you can see, it's already starting to collect water. So let's readjust this right quick. Okay everybody, welcome back. I brought everything in, as you can see, about a good 6 inches. Now, if it's a lot of wind, you may lose some water, but because of the wind's gonna blow your plastic. But as you can see, water is already collecting here and being utilized, and you can adjust the plastic as needed. You know, it depends upon your environment, what you're doing. You make the adjustments, you determine what's best for you, but this is the basic design. So now there's other ways you can collect water. For instance, water bowls, buckets. But the rate of the bucket, we're going to collect these at the same time. The bucket rate collecting is only a foot across compared to this being 5 foot across, which is 25 square foot of surface area compared to a 1 foot of surface area. So you're going to collect, you know, 25 times the amount of water in the same time frame as you would by the bucket. So we are going to let this keep collecting water. We'll come back in about an hour and see exactly how much water actually collected in this, and we're going to see how effective this is. So I'll get back to you. Okay everybody, welcome back. We are almost at an hour into our water collection, so we are going to see the results between both of these. And as you can see here, in about an hour we have about maybe a half a gallon. And now this is with a very slow rain we have. Okay, it's not even raining that hard. The harder the rain, the faster the water would collect. But look, as you can see, this side is a little bit lower than the rest. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand these out just a little bit to keep the water as center as possible, or we can move those in to bring the water more central so it doesn't try to flow over an edge. Now, if you want to collect water into a bucket, you want one side lower than the other so the water would flow down into the bucket and fill up, and it can be easy transportation so you don't have to scoop it out. But this is how much water, you really can't see from there yet. This is how much water is in there compared to this little bitty bit here. And this is why this tarp would be a better way of collecting rainwater. So let's adjust this to make it more central. And once you get it perfected, then you can just leave it in and let the water go from there. And so I did not lose any water. So now you can actually see how much water is collected here. And it's just gonna keep collecting down, keep expanding, you know, and then you just keep adjusting from there. Your sticks, you really don't want the plastic touching the ground if possible, but if you do have it touching the ground, make sure there are 0 sticks underneath it, 0 rocks, anything that could potentially puncture the plastic. And now we are just going to allow the plastic to continuously collect the water. And let's just see. Hello everybody, and here we are approximately 2 hours and 30 minutes past the time frame of the water collection, and I am going to leave the video off as this, as the final evaluation between the two. And as you can see here, the weight of the water is now pulling everything evenly down for my tarp, and we still have a good, nice, constant rain flow. Now, if you wanted to, you could adjust this back just a little bit to accommodate the water to make sure everything is as equal as possible, but that is up to you. But as you can see, we have a good about 1 gallon of water every 2 hours with this average slow rain that we are having. And like I said before, if it was a heavier rain, we would have more water. But as you can see, in the same 2 hour time frame, this is all the water you would get from a 5 gallon bucket. So that shows that this is way more efficient. And of course, the bigger the tarp, the more rain you would collect. But this would collect plenty enough water to keep you alive in a rain environment style settings. Now, this of course will not be efficient if you're in an area that does not get lots of rain. But if you're in areas that collects a lot of rains or type of moisture, where there's foggy stuff like that, you would be able to utilize this to gather your water. Now, the only thing you have got to know is that, as you can see at the bottom of this, there are settlements appearing at the bottom of the plastic. So you, of course, would not be able to collect the very bottom of the water. You let it settle out, you collect the top, and then you would take and run it through an activated charcoal filter, because remember, water, even though it is rain, it is not 100% sterile to drink in today's society due to all the pollution. So consider no water sterile or safe to drink unless it is filtered by a plant or ran through a filter or boiled or with iodine tablets, stuff like that. So always make sure you sterilize your water before you actually drink it. Now, if you have no way of sterilizing the water from the rain, it would be the next safest thing to drink straight from the source. So there you have it, guys. A way of making a portable, compactable water collection device. And as you can see, it's extremely efficient. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, got more water filtration videos heading your way. And Lotus Operations out.